Welcome, guys. Welcome to Mountain Man Explore the Truth. How's everybody doing today or tonight? Depending on your time you're watching this, or not listening because I'm not gonna put it on audio. I'm glad to be back, guys. I'm gonna be working on some projects on the show. I'm gonna actually go do some adventures out there. Excuse me. And let's see here. I don't see myself. Hold on a second, guys. I don't know why it's just showing below. Hold on. I think I know what's going on. Oh, he's got something going on. Hold on a second, guys. Oh. All right, let me go ahead and turn this off here. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna be getting some guests coming on the show here, so it's gonna be awesome. All right, now you should be able to see me. Hold on a sec. Okay. All right, that's a lot better. All right. So, had to fix some things on here. Had to deal with some updates. The lighting looks terrible in here right now. Let me see if I can fix that. Well, that really doesn't brighten it up, but let me see here. Okay. I was going to use my other lighting, but it's not, I don't have it hooked up right now, but this will work for now. Anyhow, guys, I'm glad to be back. I got some things coming along. I got some guests coming on the show. I got 2 lined up, so that's gonna be awesome. I did have some episodes I was building up, but unfortunately, I had to postpone a lot of those guests that came forward. So I'm gonna reach out to those guys and set some days. Right now, they're kind of stretched way out, so I can't really get any shows dropped yet until I get some episodes built up, guys. So bear with me. Probably next week though, when I bring a guest on, I'm gonna go ahead and probably release that one as one of the first episodes to drop out. Because technically it would be, because all these other ones I had lined up just didn't turn out as well as I was hoping, because it wasn't picking up the mic. I had a cat chew up my wires, so that kind of postponed some things, and so I had all kinds of crap going on, guys. But I am glad to be back and focused on the show. So today it's just going to be a thing I'm going to be doing new for the YouTube channel only. Maybe I'll do an audio version for Spotify as well. Maybe I should, but I don't think I will, because Mountain Talks, I'm thinking about doing as reaction videos where we go check out some things that are going on in the world. You know what I mean? Wow, look at that. See how the lighting changed real quick behind me, guys? Because outside we got some overcast on the clouds. These clouds keep coming over on the sun, and the sun's peek back out. Huh. Kind of interesting. Maybe I need to change the lighting. There we go. Too much lighting. All right. So, speaking of the cat, he's coming over here right now. He chewed up all my wires, so I had to get some new ones. Luckily, this one was all right, but the back end where my mic cable hooks up, well, the other cable that actually hooks up to the laptop, connects for this mic to work, was chewed up, and my charging cord for the laptop was chewed up, and then the power cord for my podcast board was chewed up. Yeah, this cat, he's a kid, so he didn't know better, but definitely destroyed my stuff. So yeah, guys, I'm looking forward to being back. So I can't wait. My mind will get more focused on things. I've been kind of out of focus, my brain scatters everywhere. I'm always thinking about stuff. So bear with me. I got some cool guests coming on. Can't wait to get that going. So there will be some videos for YouTube purpose, like I'm going to do pre-recorded shows with these guests, so to make sure they know that too. I told them to. Every now and then I'll probably bring a special guest on to do a live show with. So yeah, I want to start doing, let's push that to the side for a minute. Let's get into the Mountain Man Talk stuff I'm going to try to do now. You can see the logo on here. That's going to be mainly for special guests coming on, or me just talking about what's going on in the world and strange, weird, and like a lot of things strange. For example, I'll bring up the whole sightings of Bigfoot going on when these what are you going to call them, like little meteors or asteroids that are coming through. And sorry guys, let's see, we ringed on my phone there. I think it was weird because it seemed to be happening in each portion of the United States. So, excuse me, down here in Texas had something going on down in Houston. I didn't hear anything about a sighting of a Bigfoot though, but definitely in Ohio, and definitely over in I'm trying to think where else was the reports. I got to look at the map, but we're going to look into that because I find it very interesting and fascinating that people are getting a lot more Bigfoot sightings up there, especially up there in Ohio and other locations as well. Down here in Texas, Southeast Texas, I haven't had any big experience of anything yet. I've had weird, strange things happen out in the woods, but it could be some, man out there walking around because there's a lot of hunters out here. That's one thing I find kind of suspicious when people say they have sightings of Bigfoot around here. I think it's a little less likely because there's so many hunters out in the woods, and I think those things would try to avoid people. I could be wrong, but I haven't experienced anything yet. But there's definitely quite the food source for Bigfoots down here. There's a lot of hogs and a lot of deer and all kinds of rodents. So with that saying, there has been a sighting. I was told there was a sighting in the Big Thicket here, reserves where I'm at. This is not, I'm right next to the Big Thicket reserves. Um, Literally right next to it. I haven't had anything strange happen to me yet, but I had gone out there and heard some weird things, heavy footing and other things. Especially at nighttime, I had some weird call sounds. So, but the thing is, what I get reports over here on was a lot of crawlers. The skin-looking creatures, crawlers. So there's been a lot of reports of that over here. So I haven't seen one. Maybe I did, because one morning I was on the way to work and I saw something run across the road, and it looked like what people would explain, the crawlers, the way they look. So I don't know what to make of that. I find it fascinating. I hope my mic sounds fine, the sound quality and all that. Yeah, tinker with some stuff. Let me check some things out here. Hold on a second, guys. I hear myself loud and clear there. Might turn some stuff up a little bit. I'm trying to get it all ready for the shows that are coming, so that's why I want to do a little test round today. I'm sure, I don't do advance on, when I'm doing live shows, but I'm going to be working on that so I can get some more people in the room, the chat. Right now, I can't see you guys talking if you are in there because I got to fix something on here. So I'm using my phone as well so I can actually see anybody in the chat room because I got to fix something on here. As you can see, this is my setup. Well, that's not my setup. You guys can't really see it. I can do a reaction right here. Hold on. All right, see that? This is my setup. So I got to figure out how to get the chat thing right here. If you can see this little spot, boom, right here. So back to solo. What's cool about that though is I just pop up another thing here. Let's see. What we're gonna do? We're gonna do some test run, guys. We're gonna look into these little Ohio. Oh well, not little. Ohio's Bigfoot sightings. They had quite a few of them a month ago, so I find it very interesting. So we're gonna check that out. So let's go ahead and see what was up, Ohio. Because they were like recent too, so let's check it out. Something to do with these. Hold on a second. Okay, that was about a month ago. I'm gonna make sure this is not a copy, right? Well, this should be okay. So we're gonna share. Let me check them out here, guys. Hold on. Just bear with me. All right. So we're gonna check out. He's got a lot of subscribers. This guy, Chilling Tales, Iceman. So he wrote on his main titled name. He says 7 Bigfoot sightings in Ohio in just 5 days, and 2026 flap explodes in Portrait County. So that's what I was talking about. So this is I'm not trying to Let's see here. I want to make sure it's okay to share it. Because I know if you say their channel name, check them out, Chillin' Tales, Iceman, then they can't say you are, copyright or you know what I mean. I shouldn't get in trouble for this, so let's go ahead and check a little bit of it. I'll turn the sound off. Let's hear a little bit about what this guy's got to say. So bear with me for a minute, guys. I gotta fix this. So. Hey, what's up, Mr. Duffy? I had to look over at my phone to see who was there. What's up, bud? Let's check out the reports here, man. Yeah, I got some episodes lined up, though, man. I can't wait to get people on. So, hold on a second. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. All right. Okay. I had to update some things, so things look a little different. So, let's check it out.
Stimulation the Bigfoot community has received in many decades. And what's really weird about these cases is how these people weren't connected with each other. They were all in the same region within about 3 days of each of the 3 accounts. And they all describe the same creature and the same feeling almost that it somehow emitted when they saw it.
Let me hold on a second here.
Now,
Put him on pause for a minute, guys, because I want to make sure you see right here, Chilling Tales, Iceman. Go subscribe to his channel. Heck, he's even got a join. You can join. He's doing pretty well. I watched some of his stuff on my YouTube channel on TV. It's not bad. He's got some interesting stuff, and he tells it pretty well. So I think it's cool to do that, to share other people's channels. And that's what I want to do, too. I'm going to look at Rye's channel and share some things with him, too, and Matt. And, yeah, I think it'd be fun to do. Okay, hold on a second.
if you think about it, it's really unusual. And it's almost at the same time expected that these people who witnessed this thing, they didn't want to be on the news, like with their face or whatever. We all have the internet today, right? We all have our cell phones and we all flip through Facebook and we see just people making the little emoji laughing face at just like everything, you know? Like today, just everything is mocked. Everything is ridiculed. Everything is just a laughing matter. And all these people know that if their face goes on the news or whatever, and they claim what they saw with the passion that they did, like apparently their accounts, according to the reporters, were like very authentic and believable. Like all three of these people, one of them was a group of two, and I'll tell you them in just a minute here, of all three of their accounts, but all the people involved were shaken up, you know? Like they couldn't believe what they saw. Which I think this does add to the believability of this story, of these accounts.
Let's get to the point.
And if you think about it, it does. Hunting in the sense of just immersing myself in the territories where a lot of them have been seen, apparently, which is in Manistee, and I don't live far from Manistee. It's the Dogman hotspot of the world. Okay, Manistee, Michigan, look it up. And I'll be going there and I'll be documenting it on this channel. So stay tuned to this channel. Like this video, by the way. Hit that thumbs up button.
Every lighter still runs on butane.
Sorry, guys. We'll let that pause for a minute. So, before I hit that skip. So, what he was talking about is all these reports are happening at the same time. You know, after the meteorite hit, you know, whatever you want to call it, a rock hitting the planet. Or was it a rock?
girl come to her house 2 days ago. She's 28 years old, right? She said that 10 years ago in this park not far from where I live, her and her boyfriend were there and they saw one. And she didn't want to tell me more. I was like, why not? And she was like, I can't, I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you. I was like, come on, why not? Her reason was she didn't want to tell me more for some reason. And her reason was, oh, because I don't want you to go hunting for it, is what she said. And I'm like, I'm not going to go hunting for it. She was like, yeah, because you probably think it's bad. I was like, no, I don't really know if it's bad. Or I don't know if she was concerned for me or if she was concerned for the dog, man. I don't really know what her issue.
All right, guys. So it's not getting to the point where I want to hear more about the 7 Bigfoot sightings on Ohio. He's telling a tale on the Bigfoot encounter from a friend 10 years ago. Let's see if we can find it.
Hybrids. Some say they're Nephilim from the days of old, from the Bible times, you know? Some say they're interdimensional, you know? Some say they're demons. I mean, but, you know, people are.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to try.
You have a dog, you know that, I mean, they're usually pretty. Sometimes it's okay to probe. Sometimes it's okay to try to figure things out. What did these people see? Let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts on this? Have you heard any other stories recently? But I mean, it's just really weird that these people all shaking up different parties, this and that, and they saw like the same damn thing. So anyway,
here he is.
And I don't live far from there. You know, I'm in Michigan. Like these damn things can walk up here. I mean, people say that 2027 is the year of the dog man. It's always years that end in 7. And I don't know, things might be stirring up here. Some people might confuse the Bigfoot and the Dogman. I don't know, but I'm going to further investigate this stuff. I'll be updating y'all on this channel. I'm going to be going to Manistee. I'm going to be traveling to the frickin' woods.
All right, guys. So
trying to get to the bottom of this, okay?
Check out Chillin'
So,
Tales,
like the video.
Man. And make sure you like his videos and all that. I think he's got some interesting stuff he talks about on there. He's kind of doing a similar thing what I want to do for Mountain Man Talks, but I want to bring guests on as well so we can talk about the topic. But anyhow, he's talking about the 7 Bigfoot sightings in Ohio. I've skipped a lot of it because I don't want to play the whole episode because I don't really want to be doing that. I just want to play clips and pieces of it, you know, so we'll move on to the next thing. So what we will do here is go back to the solo part so you just see me, and I'm going to look and see what else I can find on that. But I will love to hear anybody's reports that has seen something during that time of these Ohio Bigfoot encounters, 7 sightings, you know. So what I'm thinking about doing is going. I know what to do. We're gonna go. So don't you guys think that's weird? That these meteorites are crashing and all of a sudden they're getting a bunch of sightings. So what is this thing? Is Bigfoot something else? Is Bigfoot part of Nephilims, or are they the Nephilims in a different form? I don't know. I just find it fascinating, guys, you know, because all these reports. Interesting. Okay. Oh, there's something on Texas Bigfoot sightings. Interesting. Uh-oh. Hold on a sec, guys. My dogs tend to run towards the fence when somebody's coming down the road. That's why I say it's not secluded enough for me, guys. I need to get somewhere where there's no traffic going down my road and no neighbors. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind having neighbors, but when they, keep themselves and they're cool. But I want to be somewhere pretty secluded, guys. I want to be somewhere where there's no neighbors nearby, maybe a few miles down the road or something like that. It's just me. I'm a mountain man. That's why I always say Texas is not permanent for me, guys. I'm still trying to figure out right now, I look at it as an investment and a new venture for me, and I find it an interesting place to live. I don't think it's for me to stay foot in the ground, you know what I mean? I want to branch out and discover some other areas that I might consider moving to and living for the rest of my life. I do miss Oregon. I miss Oregon's beauty of the woods and all that, but I do not miss the cost of living. But I think the cost of living will chase us anywhere we go. Some areas are cheaper, some places are more affordable. But for buying a house up there was terrible. You're looking at 400 to 600,000 just to buy a decent place, and that's without land. Down in the south here and other parts of the United States, there's some areas you can go and you can actually buy a place with a couple acres or so for less than 200,000. But it may not be somewhere you want to stay put at. You might just fill it out, or maybe you will want to stay put at. It's not bad. It's just I need more mountains and woods, and um, where I'm at right now is not bad. It's doable. Let's see if I can find some stuff for you guys. I was hoping to find some more reports on it, but it looks like some are other people's channels, and I don't want to be doing too much going on there. So I'm just trying to see where all that news reports on the Bigfoot. I think it was like 7 sightings. Anyhow, guys, yeah, part of me wants to go back up north, but then a part of me wants to explore towards the east, and then part of me wants to maybe go somewhere else in the south, but I don't know. I'm still unsure. I just got here, I've only been here less than a year, and I got to give it time, right? So far it's not bad. I don't mind it. Is it permanent for me? I don't think so. That could change though in a couple of years because I don't plan on moving anytime soon. I look at it as an investment. I'm just in a house finally and fix it up, make it even better than it was, and wait till the price go up. That way I can flip it and make money off it and go buy what I really want. I want something secluded. Maybe it's still in Texas, somewhere secluded. I don't know. Time will tell. But I tell you what, I sure miss the Mountain Hood woods. It's so dense and you can get lost out there easily. You can get lost here too, but it's not big enough to get lost. You'll be found. There's a lot of things that can bite you and kill you out here in the woods, just like Oregon, though. But venomous wise, a lot more snakes, but I haven't really ran into too many yet. Surprisingly. I only see one poisonous one so far. Okay. You know what's weird? It's another thing to bring up, guys. The Bigfoot Expedition, I think it's called, that one show. I watch it because it's something entertaining to watch, but it seems like they lost their ratings and things are going down, like they went on the wrong direction with it, just like a lot of people do when it comes to Bigfoot. They start to go more on the Hollywood style side of it instead of going after the truth and talking about what they could be and what they could do and what we learn from them, if they're willing to let us learn from them. I noticed that show went down because I think they did find something. I'm not gonna lie, I think they found something, but then the government stepped in and they kind of had to go a different direction with their show. Because if you go back and let's watch, I can't remember what episode it was. You go back to one episode, they had a weird experience happen and they got shut down. So that was a weird. Why did they shut them down? Because they got too close and they actually seen one up close, because they said they had supposedly, secret government operation come on and stop them. Like, hey, So is that true? I don't know, but that's what I've been hearing. I could be wrong though. So there, guys. And this guy's either doing weather reports or okay. All right, let's see, guys. It's weird. I'm not seeing too much. Excuse me. I'm not seeing too much on those month ago sightings. That's kind of weird. Okay, let's check this out.
This isn't a cold case.
All right. I don't know what this is. Well, check it out. It's coming from I don't know. This might be nothing. Hold on. All right. You got that right, Duffy. It seems like it's hard to find more of the truth stuff on here. A lot of it's AI stuff, and then a lot of it's like hokey looking shit. Or excuse my language. I gotta be careful when I say a word on YouTube, right? It might get in trouble. Let's see here. Yeah, that's what's unfortunately. You're just gonna have to talk about it because it seems like YouTube is trying to censor that stuff too. Because I'm not really seeing too much on it. Just stuff that we already know, you know. Um, I'm gonna do a little something for a friend of mine here, guys. So the whole sightings going on in Bigfoot, you know, it's weird because there was a like people said it looked like a pattern going on. Like there was sightings going on in Ohio, Michigan area, and I believe there was sightings down by Florida somewhere. And then supposedly up where my home is, you know, Oregon and Washington area, there was a lot of sightings going on. And then there were some reports coming out of Texas. So, there's a national forest on the other side of me that you have to drive to. It's about a couple an hour drive, I think, or an hour and a half drive. It's pretty thick and pretty remote. I live by a federal owned, they own it for sure. It's the Big Thicket Reserve. It's a pretty good amount of property. I mean, let me see here the actual acreage of it for you guys. Hold on a second. I'm gonna Google that real quick because I forget how many acres it has. So, Big Thicket. I might have found it. Oh yeah, I found it. Okay, let's see what it says. I want to see what it says so I can be correct on how many. All right, so. All right, I think see here. But yeah, the Big Thicket's pretty interesting. I already walked some areas in there, but I haven't gone everywhere in there yet. So, the size of the Big Thicket National Preserve is about 113,114 acres. So it's quite a bit. It's the size of, let's see, roughly about 3.5 million acres. So that's, wait, what am I looking at here? Oh, okay. Interesting. There's like a lot of stuff going on in this Big Thicket I didn't know about. Somebody was talking about seeing a sighting in that area that happened to pop up. But yeah, there's armadillos in there. There's all kinds of stuff in there, guys. A lot of poisonous snakes. There's a lot of trails in the Big Thicket Reserve here. There's our Turkey Creek Trail. A lot of cool stuff I can show you guys right here. It's beautiful actually out there. Let me show you. There it is. So that's the Big Thicket Reserve area. Let me see if I can look for some pictures on it. But anyhow, if you see right here, Thicket region is roughly 3.5 million acres. The size of the Big Thicket National Preserve is 114 acres. It's quite a bit. That's what it looks like in there. It's quite beautiful. Now let's play this and check it out. I don't think you can get in trouble for playing this. Hope you're not hearing my dog in the background. He might be. That's one thing that's hard about doing shows. You'll hear my dogs in the background, but you know what? At least it's me keeping it real.
You've come to an unusual world. A world of unique diversity. A world that tells a story. of how the land shaped people's lives and how people shaped the land. There are no deep gorges or high peaks here. The beauty is subtle. It's found in the tiny, delicate details nurtured in this timeless sanctuary. Finding these subtleties is a journey of exploration and discovery, a journey worth taking to discover the hidden world of Big Thicket.
Skip up.
Some giant cypress trees, some of them 2,000 years old. Cypress is a very durable wood.
Yeah, they got a lot of that out here.
After the Civil War, America's expansion depended heavily on lumber.
That's cool stuff right there, guys. Look at that old stuff. Just trying to skip through it because I don't want to be playing a whole video of theirs. Got a lot of interesting plants around here. That's what it looks like out there. So is there Bigfoots out there? I believe so. So, all right, enough of that. I don't want to play too much of it, guys. I'm one of those guys that just wanted to show a little clip of it. So, all right, solo here. Okay. So, is there Bigfoots in here in Texas in the Big Thicket area? I think so. I think it's possible. Because it does show an area where they can branch off to other areas into the wild woods, you know. There's been definitely a lot of sightings down the deep south of Texas and Louisiana, so they're definitely here. And I wanted to check out something here. All right, because I always told right. So you should check out for those of you, he doesn't need my help, but for those of you that haven't checked out Rye's podcast and YouTube channel, you should check it out. Codex of Curiosity. Pretty good. He's doing really well. He's got like 8.75K subscribers and 299 videos. He's doing really well. He's got a different style of a podcast, and I don't mind it. Compared to others. So definitely check him out here, and let me show you his logo. Pretty cool looking. Some of you might not agree with some other podcasters on here or anything like that, but for entertainment stuff and getting into the truth and things, this is a good one to check out. So he's been a good friend, right? So I subscribe to a lot of friends on here, like Mr. Duffy and see here, Planet 412 and Rise. I got a lot of them on here. I should give them all a shout out. Black Mass Paranormal. I watched some of his stuff too. I'm gonna try to invite him on the show. He gets me though. It's like I feel like his show's a little bit of a clickbait there, because I mean he shows some interesting stuff, but I'm not talking about Rye. I'm talking about the Black Mass. The guy is really cool though. I like him. He's straightforward. But anyhow, before I get into that, I wanted to say something about that. So definitely check out his channel. Check out his logo. I like his logo. Rye's actually the one who created my logo. He might be working on a new one for me, but look at that. He's doing well. He's got a lot of great guests on the show. This one I find very interesting on the Giants, and Gilgamesh. I've heard a lot about that through other podcast shows, so that's interesting. And see, he's been getting into the Nephilims a lot, Ryan. I always have been too. That's why I need to reach out to some people that want to talk about Nephilims, because it's a pretty interesting topic. Yeah, dang, right. I didn't realize he had that many on the Nephilim, so I'm going to have to go back and listen to some of that. But anyhow, here's another one I wanted to give a shout out to, Planet 412 Matt. I'm sure you guys checked out his show. Pretty cool guy. I've been on his show a couple times. Matt's a nice guy. Go over there and say hello sometime, And see here. Let's see something weird going on. Got a glitch on here. But anyhow, Matt's a pretty cool dude. But anyhow, Planet 412, he does a lot of cool videos and brings guests on the show as well. He's got some interesting things he talks about too, and reaction videos. I've been on a few episodes with him, and it's pretty fun. Shout out to you, Matt. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Let's see who else. And Mr. Duffy. Go check him out. And he's in the chat room right now. I don't know if you want people to go to that one anymore, Duffy. You can put in the comments and tell them to go to which one you'd rather them to go to. Because I know you got a few channels now, don't you? I'm trying to remember. Because I'm used to your main channel, Mr. Duffy. I think you should keep that one going. It's not where you're recognized. And so, checking in my things here to make sure. I got a lot of people. Some I'm going to probably leave because they're starting to go the wrong direction with their show. But for those of you I forget to reach out and, share your stuff on here, I'll get you next time. I'm going to do it here and there. Sometimes I'll do it again with other ones here. Like Mr. Duffy's got some cool stuff. I really enjoy, especially this. I just watched this today, right? Sorry, Duffy. I watched this today, Duffy. And I was like, wow, that's an interesting thing you had going on last night, huh? I had a couple videos too from a couple nights ago. Man, I had to share that with you sometime. It's really wicked. But look at that. He's found some cool structures right there. That's awesome, man. That's something. Wow. That's awesome, dude. So I'm going to have to go back and watch. All right. And this guy, he's pretty cool. I watch some of the Black Mass Paranormal. I really enjoy stuff, but he gets me every time. You'll say something right here. Feral people, talking about things. I find the feral people, he's the guy to go to about feral people, man. Pretty interesting stuff. But I try to go in there, and chat with him a little bit here and there, and he gets me every time because he gets me on the clickbait. I'm not trying to say he's a clickbaiter, but sometimes I don't see anything in there. But he does show interesting places and hot spots. All right, I'm going to go home. Let's go home to my channel. Boom. And don't forget, check out Mountain Man Explore the Truth, guys. You are here and you're watching it right now. I want to try to get these numbers risen higher. See how it's only 164 subscribers? I only got 47 videos, I know. But for those of you guys haven't listened to some of my shows, you got some on here you can check out. I got quite a few things from the past. If you want to check out some of the episodes, though, right here, you'll find... Hold on a second. Excuse me. Hold on a second. Right here. So, I don't know how to enlarge that. That's okay. You can see I got some episodes here. Oh, here we go. I got a lot of episodes here from the past, I'm going to play a clip on one, too. I think it'd be interesting to share with you guys. Yeah, okay. All right, on Duffy. Yeah, let me know if you do create a new channel. Let me know what it is so I can put you in there. Because that sucks that they messed up your original one. But you got one video on there, I can tell. So I don't know if you say you're changing the name of it or you're gonna make a new one. So make sure you put that in the comments. Anyhow, guys, I want to go back and share something interesting here. Okay. All right. I'll go review on some of my videos, guys.
And he told me,
You guys have been living around these creatures. Share the show. It really does help a lot, guys, to get more guests on the show for you to. All right. Mike sounded good there, too.
with Dad, I'm scared. And he's like, no, come on, just calm down. Everything's fine. You just leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. So we went on and walked away, and I seen it, it turned and went back up through, of course, it's on the side of a hill, like a cliff, and it went back up that way, and that was my first experience.
Wow.
Of course, over my lifetime, I've had numerous. It's kind of they always interacted with Dad, and he would leave his little gifts, and
So on this episode of 32 Donna, you can find it on Spotify. You can find it on YouTube channel as well. Check it out because it's really interesting. When Donna was one of my favorites to have on. Sorry about the dog barking, the puppy. Hold on a second. Hey. I don't know what he's barking at. Not what I need to do when I'm doing a live show, huh, guys? Have a dog barking in the background. Gotta love it. Hold on a second. Sorry about that, guys. Had to get my dog to quiet down. Yeah, I got a problem with this mic, I think. See if I can hear. Yeah, I can hear a little bit there. Sounds like it's I need to get probably a new wire for my headphones as well. Anyway, Donna was a great guest on the show, guys. Got sidetracked. Oh, definitely be sure to put those in there. I forget you got like 4 different channels. I know you have one other one. I need to go in there and I forget which ones they're called because I'm so used to your main channel. So be sure to put that in the comment too, so people can see those and check them out. And so I will too. That way you can see it, or you can message me on Facebook on all those channels too. All right, so I had Donna on a couple times. She's been a great guest. Let's see here. I wanted to check something else. Gail was a great guest too. So was Cindy. Al was awesome too. He's been on the show a few times. I want to go back to some of the old stuff though. Here's a good one. Alright, guys. We're going to skip it. Boom.
Deer population per square mile in Indiana was usually like 10 to 12 per square mile.
He went by a couple different
where
names.
I was hunting, it was more like 25 to 30 per square.
He went by a couple different names. I tried to do a little trial as a co-host with him, but he took it the wrong way. So I hope he sees this video. It's a shout out to him. I sure enjoyed talking with him, and I wish we can reconnect, man, because he took it the wrong way. He basically stopped talking to me and blocked me. So that's unfortunate for him, but you know, he was a good guy. Was he telling the truth with his encounter? I don't know. I have to keep that up for you guys to decide. Could have been just I don't know.
Per mile. So there was no lack of food source there for him. And again, I think he would have probably made a kill himself. I had taken quite a few deer out there alone. But, you know, again, I wasn't 100% sure until after I started reading up more and more, and then seeing those 2 footprints, and then, you know, listening to other people hear about, you know, the smell, the sounds, the roar that vibrates in their chest and everything. And it pretty well made me believe that I spooked one off. And like Sheldon said, he said, you kind of won the pissing match that day. And I said, well, I could have very well lost too, because, you know, even having the 12 gauge slug gun back then, from what I've seen pictures of them, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just turned around and took off and went north.
Did you smell the smell right then, or did you smell it like shortly after?
Oh, I smelled it right then.
Okay. I've always been curious if they let out a smell, if they got scared. I'm sorry, interrupting you there. Go right ahead.
Go ahead, Blake.
Oh, I was just saying, it's just interesting if they just let out a smell when they get scared, or they just always smell like that. I'm curious if maybe, you know, you don't always smell that smell. I smelled something strange in the woods too a few times, and you know, I'm pretty sure it was a black bear, but it's the smell I really like to get described on what you think it smells like.
Well, the first thing I thought of was the smell was, like I said, a dead, rotten body.
Okay. Yeah.
Then more and more, the
Yeah. I'm
stronger it
like, okay,
got.
yeah, like I know what a dead body smells like. Maybe when it comes to an animal, I don't know. Let's see. Maybe that's what he means.
If you were to walk into a room that has been closed off and you had to open ammonia bottle, how it makes you gag.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got the gag reflex from the smell, and like I said, it smelled like dead bodies, skunk, and thrown into an outhouse and mixed up all together. It was very, very powerful.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
Todd and I and Brian talked about this, and Todd said, like, there was a doctor that he had put out the post on that he believes that they have scent glands in their forearms and in their armpits that they can, control the flow of scent.
Yeah, that
like
makes sense.
did. So I believe it. And, if you were to contact Todd, he could tell you the name of the doctor. This is back in the 40s. And I guess this gentleman was hired by the Forestry Service to, when they found these creatures, that they were dead, killed by fire or whatever, he did autopsies on them. And he found that they had a scent gland in their forearm.
See, I want to leave it at that because in case if you check this episode and you find it interesting, you can go back and listen to it and put a thumbs up and put a comment on it, and be sure to hit like on it as well. And most of all, subscribe if you're a new person coming into the channel, because I can use your help to bring these numbers up. I would appreciate it. So let's go back and check another one. One of my first dog man encounter, man, Matt. So, all right, we're gonna skip through.
Of dogs that frequented down there, and if you've ever seen videos of like urban cities like Detroit and Cleveland and Pittsburgh and stuff, you get big packs of dogs that get big like that, 6 or 7 of them maybe, and they protect each other and take care of each other, and they're vicious. They're not, here you go up to Fido and pet, you're going to get bit, maybe mauled and attacked. There were some unfortunate like homeless people that got actually murdered by these damn dogs. They would attack anybody.
Yeah, I've heard reports on that.
There, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I've definitely heard some reports on that. Pause real quick. I want to respond to Mr. Duffy. Yes, the smell. The smell when Claude was talking about something like dead and something else like ammonia hits you, smack you in the face. I have never. I mean, I smelled something strange in the woods before. I think it might have been elk because they have like a weird, wild, stinky smell to them, musky. I haven't got to experience any of the weird smells yet. I just wonder if some Bigfoot smell and some don't. Maybe the bad ones do more, or I don't know. It's a good, interesting thing to talk about because there is some weird, strange smells on that one. When it comes to Bigfoot or Dogman, dog attacks in in the group like that.
Yeah, and I've actually watched videos about like these groups of dogs that go through. They actually tranked one and put in building down there that we liked the most to set up. And
okay, I'm gonna get to a spot where he talks more about his encounter.
Loud kind of thump, and then sounds like dogs' claws on concrete. And right then my heart sank because I knew from that noise that it was climbing up outside to come into this building.
That's scary.
So we're up there, and all of a sudden we start seeing the shadow of this thing before we even get to see the thing itself.
See, you gotta go back and listen to this episode from Matt, man, because I don't want to play the whole thing. I want people to go back and listen to it. So if you hear me playing it, go check it out. You see it right there. You can check it out on YouTube, or you can check it out on Spotify or other platforms like Spreaker and all that stuff. Yeah, that was one of the best Dogman encounters I ever heard, And look at this, one of the legends. I was kind of not prepared for this show. It was an honor to have him on.
So I think Bigfoot is probably the smaller picture of my
Ron
whole
Moorhead.
life of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think my life, because I've been into it now for 50 years. I've traveled the globe pretty much.
I never thought I'd have
researching different
Ron
mammals
Moorhead on the
around
show
globe
like that. I
for
was kind
report.
of shocked to even have
And
him on.
actually, we had some very strange things happening up there at the camp. And Alan Berry, like I say, master's degree in science, he says, just don't talk about the strange things, or you'll get invited to speak about this anywhere. So, yeah.
Boom. That's all you're going to get. If you want to hear the whole episode, go back and listen to it. It's only about an hour long, close to it, 49 minutes. So check it out. I want to show you guys clips of these episodes because they need some attention. Go on Spotify or YouTube for sure where you're seeing it, and make sure you check it out. It's just audio only for those, you know. This guy, I like to bring him back on. Rich, I got to find him. Rich the Educator. He was pretty cool. Let's go.
She didn't want a dead battery the next morning, so somebody had to go out there and push that down. And of course, I'm not, chivalry's not dead. I'm not going to make her go out there and do it. So I had spent enough time in the woods to know that my eyes had adjusted to the light, and I was walking out in a situation where there was a black bear and it was large. It was pretty dark outside. There was some ambient light there I can't remember exactly if the moon was full or whether it was near full, but there was moonlight, and about 200 feet away there was a lamp post that was set where the driveway kind of split off from the direction that we were going off to the left, where her uncle lived up the road a piece. Excuse me. So they had put a lamp post there to be able to see when they wanted to turn off. So there was some light to be had, but I went to the back and I turned out the interior light that was there, and I turned.
Pause it for a minute. Rich, the Educator Researcher. So I really enjoyed him having him on the show. I need to reach out to him and get him back on. I got a little bio in the description for him. He's been working on this stuff for a long time. I've been meaning to reach out to him to bring him back on. I really enjoyed having him on, so I got to try to locate him.
Turned off the light that was outside in order to try and let my eyes adjust as best I could. And after a few minutes, I got comfortable with what I could see out there. So I stepped out, and the entire time my attention from that point was focused on one point of the tree line. In that region, there's a lot of bushes and briars that grow, and the entire tree line around the house there, near the house there, was all bushes and briars. Excuse me there. And those rose up to about where the canopy of the trees were, about 5 feet off the ground. So it made a pretty solid barrier, except for one point, which is where so
there's a big majority of my episodes not on here. You'll have to go on Spotify to find them, because I have in other platforms as well. Let me go back here, guys. Let's check it out. All right. All right, so yeah, I'm looking back just to make sure. Yeah, I have 44 episodes and they're not all on here. I had a lot of cool guests come on the show. Mike Miller, I got a lot of cool guests on here. You guys should check that out. All right. Okay. Anyhow, Rich, the Educator Researcher. I'm going to leave it there. I want you guys to go back and check it out. So we got Martha on here, Daryl Denton, Rye from Code Curiosity. The hell is that doing in my thing? Must got saved. Let's check this out. See why this is here.
Hello? Whoa.
Mama Gergen 85 lives here?
Yep, that's my mom. The absolute legend who went from
I don't know how that got in there. Oh, it's on my playlist. There. Okay. All right, let's go back to my main room here. All right, guys. So I was mean to do a talk show on some of the sightings going on around the world, but I decided to take a little twist and go and show you some episodes from my show. I'm like, why not? I think I'm gonna start doing that when I do a little live show. Play a couple from them, so you guys can go check it out. But I want to talk a little bit about this crawler thing. I want to show you some interesting sightings of them. They freak me out. What are they, you know? So what are they? Let's see what this guy's got to say. All right. The in-between. I want to see what she gets into. I'm going to look for pictures, guys. Screw it. Hold on. Let's see if we can find anything on them. Bringing a bunch of other things. Okay, hold on. Show me bugs. All right, hold on. All right. Okay, we're going to show some pictures of what people show. Is this one real? I don't know. All right, here we go. Look at that. What do you guys think of that? Was this real or fake? I remember seeing that one a lot. What I saw was similar to that color in the fog. So I don't know. But what are they? I do not know. But I'm trying to find one that looks a lot more similar to what I saw. It ran across the road on all four, to be honest. It's more like this for sure. I was trying to see if I could find a better one. Somebody might have had it shared with everybody. So, I don't know. I'm going to go with more like this one. Because it looked a lot like this one. It was on all four. It went across the road. What are these crawlers, guys? They creep me the hell out. What are they? I don't know. I don't know what they are. Are they some kind of vampire in the woods or demons or what are they? You know, are they part of the Indians folklore? You know, people say don't say the name, but you know what I mean. SW. So I don't know. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to show. Darn it. Keep hitting the buttons. Keep hitting the wrong buttons. Okay. So, what are the skin crawlers, guys? Are they some kind of demon? Are they just something that a person turns into? Something to do with witches? Are they some kind of Indian folklore? Or what is it? I don't know. It's definitely a creepy one, guys. I've always found it kind of interesting. But I heard if you whistle or I don't know what was the other one, whistle and something else, they come. But I think that's supposed to be for the SW. You know, I guess you could say one, the skin walkers. I think I'm saying that right? So yeah, you got to be careful with that one. You don't want to say their name too many times, or they show up. They say, but anyhow, that's an interesting one. And all these cryptids reports coming forward of all kinds of strange things, like people giving reports of little people. Excuse me. They're not cryptids. They're just some kind of thing, like us, but it's something small. Maybe they are the fairies or the little elves. Who knows that people talk about? I've heard stories about that over in Iceland. That there's trolls living there, like little tiny people living there, and they hide. That's a very interesting one because they say they come out at night, the trolls. So that's an interesting one. Very interesting and fascinating, if you ask me. People say there was a story where these two men went out there and they seen shadow figures crawling and walking everywhere by the back of their flashlight. So they were like, "Oh no, what the hell is this?" And it freaked them out, and they left because it sounded like a bunch of little creatures running around them. So that's an interesting one. I'll have to find the guy who shares that story and share it with you guys. But yeah, it's an interesting one, guys, because then these dogman reports are coming up, and there's a lot of them here in Texas, especially around the national forests and the big thicket area. Here, I'm not sure. I'm still trying to feel people out and talk about these topics with them. People will laugh at you and be like, "Look at you crazy because you believe in these things." But every time I bring up where I'm from, everybody's like, you should have stayed there. That's where all the action's at. Bigfoots, and I'm like, yeah, I know they're there. The only reason I left is because the cost of living. I probably would have been homeless by now if I stayed there. So, or you would have had to work 2 jobs probably or something like that. But down in the south, because you go down here, doesn't mean you're gonna be living like a king. You got to flex into their way of what you make, because it pays a little different, and it's comfortable enough. You get rid of your issues, and you'll be just fine. But you don't come down here thinking you're gonna find a high-end paying job. They're not easy to find. You just got to settle with whatever pays the most and make the best out of it. So, so if you plan on heading to a different state down south or somewhere that you think is going to be cheaper, you got to take all the other stuff involved with that. Like if you're transferring from a job to another job that you get the same wages, then you are doing great. But if you're going somewhere new and you got to get a new job, then you got to go with that kind of pay, because basically it's not too much of a difference, but it is by some numbers. Like rent and housing is cheaper down here, and some things are cheaper, like electricity and certain foods, and gas is cheaper. A lot of little things will add up being cheaper in a way. But you got to keep in mind, you got to have something that pays decent, or better, or you just take a low paying job and then you're basically back where you came from. But it's just, you just got to make it work, if you get what I'm trying to say. But the point with Oregon was just a house. You couldn't buy a house with my kind of credit or anything like that. I had great credit, but you get approved for a certain amount, and you would have to come up with another $200,000 just to be able to buy a $500,000 home, and I couldn't do that. Couldn't find anything in my price range, so I had to go. But it'll always be home, but I'm not gonna probably go back. If I was gonna move back up north, it'd be Idaho or somewhere like it, because Oregon just became a burnout. It's growing too fast around that mountain, so I'm pretty sure those Bigfoots are gonna move on. They're probably going to go somewhere else and be pushed out somewhere else because of all these rich people coming in, building around the mountain. It's making it hard for them to be able to stay hidden and away from people when they're building on their land. So they're probably going to find, once they sense it, they're going to find a path to go somewhere else. They'll probably head up to Washington Deep, somewhere into Canada, or maybe some parts of Idaho. Who knows? They'll go somewhere where they know they can stay hidden. And if we keep building around these national forests and building, on the woods, yeah, it's gonna ruin for lots of creatures, especially wild things, deer, bears, and birds, and all kinds of critters. You're pushing them all in, and they're trying to live among us. That's why people are like, "Oh, I seen a coyote in the neighborhood," because you're living on their land. They're trying to coexist with you, like they're trying to blend in with you. You gotta keep that in mind when you're building on their land. They're going to stick around. But the Bigfoots, I think there'd be a point where they're like, dang, we're getting crowded. We got to go. So I think they will go, deeper in somewhere where they can. They be all right around Mountain Hood National Forest for a little while longer, but I don't think for long. The way that governor's bringing that state down, it's a shame. And the cost of homes and everything and taxes, it's crazy. It's sad to see a beautiful state go downhill because of greedy, rich people. Anyhow, enough of that. So, will I stay put in Texas? I don't know. Will I move back up north somewhere? Maybe. I do want that deep forest again, It's hard to say there's deep down here because, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more people actually down here. But then again, it's just different for me. I got to get used to it. So I'm going to research some areas out here while I'm here and hopefully find some interesting things to share with you guys. But if I had to choose certain different states to move to, I would probably look into Tennessee. I'd probably look into parts of Oklahoma. Probably go look in parts of the Colorado mountain areas. Even New Mexico, parts of there. Arizona, too. There's a lot of areas I've thought about checking out, since I'm down here. That I can go explore to sometime, just go on a trip and check it out and see if I like the feel of it. And I like the feel of Texas, but I feel like I don't want to say I'm set in stone yet. You know what I mean? Keep your options open, but live in and out. But anyways, guys, Bigfoots are everywhere. There's more in certain areas. I'll have to admit that. There is definitely a lot more in certain areas. But they're leaving. They're leaving certain areas, because too many people moving in and forests is burned down. A bunch of kinds of factors that go with it. So they're probably trying to find better areas to go where mankind's not really at. And that's when you probably start having more sightings. You're going to probably see them more in the open because there's a lot of open areas like Montana and some of the deserts. Lots of different areas that are way open where mankind really doesn't want to be at. But there is water source and food source in those areas, just not as much as certain areas. But they can coexist with it and probably live it no problem. They got a better system than us, I think. They probably can go a long time without food. So I'm pretty sure they're going to head for the open areas, and I bet you that's when, we will have even more sightings in the open. I'm guaranteeing it if we keep going the direction we are. Let's try to save our forest, national parks, leave them alone. Leave the forest alone that belongs to the people. Anyhow, guys, I really enjoyed doing a little thing with you guys today. I'm just going to start doing more of these Mountain Men talks with you. It could be, next time I'd be a little more prepared and give people heads up and invite some people on to talk and get in some stuff. So I'm glad to be back. Hopefully I'll get some episodes on the Nephilim. The next episode I'm going to bring on is going to be a pretty cool show. And that one I'll probably go ahead and release right away. Probably get it edited and get that one cleaned up and get it done. I can get it done fast, I'll tell you that, because I got a kid that's pretty good and talented on editing episodes and getting it done fast. So some people take a while to drop an episode. But if you have a lot of episodes pre-recorded and, done, it does take time to release those. Shut that light off. So I really enjoy you guys coming by and say hello, and thank you, Duffy, for hanging out with me, man. True, awesome friend you are, hanging out with me. I'll have to say that. I'll give you that because I see you the most popping in, and you're a good friend. And hopefully we can hang out sometime. Go do some research ourselves. Come down to Texas and hang out, or I'll go check out Colorado in some areas when I can. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here with the intro saying good audio. So one second. You guys, so if you know anybody who wants to come on the show and would like to come on and share their experience or research, have them reach out to me. On the bottom of my episode right now, you can see the email. Email me at mountainmanett@gmail.com, or you can find me on Facebook. So look for Blake Botel and message me there, and I'll bring you on the show. I would love to have you on. Let's talk about your experience and, most of all, your truth. So until next time, guys, let's explore the truth together. Goodbye. got an experience you want to share on the show, be sure to hit me up on Mountain Man Explorer the Truth. Email me at mountainmanutt@gmail.com. I really hope to have you on the show to share your experience, my friends. I'm glad to be back. I'm looking forward to it. And shout out to all the friends and supporters that hang in there. Come back to me if you left. Let's get this show on the road.